1 million concurrent players. So we just got a video from Jonathan Rogers, the game director of Path of Exile 2, and he has confirmed with his team that they have had 1 million redemptions, 1 million key redemptions for Path of Exile 2 in early access. Which, first off, let's just even, take that into consideration. That's ridiculous. For a game that will eventually be free to play that's only going into early access, for it to have 1 million redemptions already it's pretty insane. However, that should shift some mentality for the expectations of the launch, or we'll say the launch weekend. Now, previously, I was under the mindset that the launch weekend was going to go a lot better than we expected. With Jonathan Rogers saying, hey, you know what, we'd probably be able to handle 1 million, and if we need to go higher, we can scale it higher. Well, he just confirmed that that will happen and that they are going to scale as high as they can. His concern tends to be a little bit more onto the back end, which obviously makes sense. However, the expectations of this weekend, out of his words, is that there should be some queues, that there might be some hiccups here and there. Now, I kind of want to frame that mindset to be like, yeah, if you have been around for any major game launch in recent history, especially a very popular game, you can expect that there's going to be queue times. You can expect that there's going to be a little bit of a wait. And I don't think that that's too unreasonable. Now, again, as I said earlier, I thought that this was going to go smoothly, and I was like, watch, everyone's worrying about queue times, and then we don't have it. I am really glad that I didn't follow that idea through and make a video to saying, hey, don't worry about it. Holy crap, I would have been so damn wrong. But what I really think is cool about this is that it's showing a level of dedication from not only the Path of Exile 2 community, which by and large is very, very large, but I believe that there is a whole bunch of other gaming niches coming over from MMOs, first-person shooters, things like that. I really think there's a lot more people interested in Path of Exile 2 than just ARPG fans or hardcore ARPG fans. Now, the expectations that I'm thinking personally is that, of course, there will be queue times. I think that they are going to probably do their best grinding gear games and get the game up and running as best they can by, we'll say late Friday night into Saturday. And I could be on a massive wave of copium, but I'm hoping that by Saturday night that they are good to go, that you can be able to log in, do your thing, and play the early access that you are supporting the game for and be good to go without very little queue times or any issues like that. Now, again, this is a game going into early access, and we just got a kind of idea of how many people are going to be wanting to play this game, which is absolutely wild. So I feel like the people who are going to come in and complain about the servers or complain about the queue times and things like that, you can't base the entire game based off of the launch weekend where people are coming out of the woodwork to try out this game. You have to have this understanding that, yeah, it's going to be a bit. You're probably going to have to wait. Seriously, you can't go in and say, oh, this is when I wanted to play the game and I couldn't play it, so the game is bad. Blah, blah, blah. Now, I could just be riding the copium, but I still believe that the game will have a pretty smooth launch. Given the amount of players, given kind of the state of where we are at, I think that we are going to have a lot better time than we are expected. And I'm hoping by Saturday night is when I'm playing the game. That's when I'm planning on playing the game. That's what I set aside on my calendar. I'm good to go. I'm hopeful. I could be wrong, but I'm hopeful. So I think that that is something of an expectation that players should have, is that, yeah, you might have to wait a little bit. You might have to sit in a queue. You might have to watch another YouTube video, hopefully one of mine. Things along those lines. Just take your time. Relax. You will get to play the game. You will get to have as much fun as you need to, but just learn a little bit of patience. It'll go a long way for you. I was actually just talking about how I think that Path of Exile 2 is going to completely change the gaming landscape, and you can see that video here. Otherwise, stay caffeinated, folks.